Good afternoon or evening or whatever time you're watching this. My name is Angel Rivera, and this means it's Angel in the afternoon. So, my guest today is my co host for Pro Wrestling Talk, Miss Witchy Perfect. Here. I swear, it's like whenever I do this, it's this or that. I don't know.
Yep.
So, how are we doing this evening? Hopefully, feel better.
A little bit. Still, nasally and stuff, but that's why I don't trust doctors anymore because they just don't want to cure you because they want you to keep coming back for more medicine. It is what it is.
Yeah, I mean, luckily for me, I don't really get sick that often, so it's not like I need even if I do get sick, it's like, oh, it's your allergies, or
Mm.
it's not. So yeah, so hey, indeed, please like. I assume you have already, but if you haven't, please like.
Hey,
Thank you
indeed.
for doing. I'm also live on Kick for the first time ever. I do have a Kick channel. I started my own.
Nice. I'm gonna have to get to that because I was
Uh,
like, I have kits, but you'll have to send me the link then later.
Okay, I will. It's the Handsome Cynic. It's all small. It's
Okay.
lowercase. So I'll send you the link, but you should be able to find it. So
Cool.
looks like I'm live everywhere. I got Kick, and make sure everything is okay before we start because last week during Pro Wrestling Talk we had some glitches, as we know.
Yeah, and I had to put it on Rumble. So it's on my Rumble. All you have to do is go to Kurt Hennig was the best, change my mind podcast. Just put in Kurt Hennig was the best and it'll come up. It should. But it was a Rumble exclusive only, something I didn't put on YouTube because we were showing clips and stuff and
Yeah,
they
that's
kind
not
of
going
get
on
butthurt
YouTube.
about that.
Yeah.
I also had my Jimmy Dore shirt on for those who like Jimmy Dore. I was just watching Jimmy Dore yelling
Yeah.
at my phone, but I also was like, yes, finally, someone who agrees with me. I'll talk more about that later.
um, did I lose? Did I lose? Are we good? Okay, looks like we are. Because feels like that I lost something. I guess not. All right, so I think we're ready to go. Uh, so
And
yeah,
there's Kick in
uh huh,
the.
yeah. So we're also live on INN's Kick. So yeah, so that's where this is from. So follow us there too. Follow me there as well. The Handsome Cynic, small lowercase letters. And let's see. So I think we're good to go. I mean, make sure. All right. So as everyone knows, we've had an attempt. We kind of went over this Saturday, but we didn't have a lot of information then about
Right.
Trump's assassination attempt on Saturday. It literally broke an
Right.
hour and a half before we went on air. So
Like
it was like,
literally before we went on our pro wrestling talk show, I was like, I can't handle this.
mm-hmm.
Um, Listen, guys. At first, I was thinking, oh no, this is the establishment. They're going to start a civil war because, you know, uh, a lot of Trump supporters, I wouldn't say a lot, but some Trump supporters were saying, oh, well, we're going to get revenge on Biden and Biden's next. Listen, guys, we need to stay, united. The point of the fact is that the elites would love a civil war. I agree with Jimmy Dore on that. So the elites want a civil war. Okay. They would love a civil war between us poor people. And honestly, this is just my opinion, but I think that the immigrants, the reason why they're allowing them to come in is because the rich want an army. Why do I say that? Let's see. The rich are giving them $10,000 on a debit card. They are giving them free lodging and they are not prosecuting squatters. So literally you can be kicked out of your house and they let the squatters there. Why are they doing that? Well, for one, those immigrants now are not going to turn against the people that fed them. So you're not going to bite the hand that feeds you. Okay. Um, so it looks like they were starting a civil war by trying the attempt. But then I sat back and thought, well, wait, how comes they missed? Okay. So I don't have the book with me, but I saw that Lisa Pease, I think that's how you say her name. It's either Pease or PZ. She wrote a book called A Lie Too Big to Fail. It was about the RFK assassination. And she says in that book that Sirhan probably didn't even shoot his gun. And if he did, um, then it like he doesn't remember it. Like he was under hypnosis or whatever. And I mean, there to this day, he still can't remember. And they've had him with the best hypnosis people in the world. And he
Mm-hmm.
still can't remember shooting RFK. Okay. So, it's a really good book. I haven't gotten all the way through it, but it always
Yeah.
comes down to there was a girl in a polka dotted dress. Every witness remembers a girl in a Pocahontas. Oh my goodness, I'm sorry, a polka dotted dress. Try saying that 5 times fast.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and what she details is that the FBI, the CIA, and even the LAPD covered all this stuff up. Okay. You can't compare that to what happened on Saturday. They didn't cover anything up. They were literally blatantly doing this. Why were they doing this? And I kept thinking, well, why did they not miss for JFK, RFK, Malcolm X, and Martin Luther King Jr.? What would be the purpose of getting rid of them, but they missed with Trump? Because RFK, technically, when Sirhan was in front of RFK, he was not behind. His
Yeah.
Secret Service was behind him. Okay. And Lisa, she talks about all this. So I definitely recommend her book. She's better at telling the story than I am. And the story is that literally the fatal shot came from behind him around his ear. And people were saying, oh, well, that it's because it ricocheted off of the door frame. Well, if that's true, then why was there a burn mark on the back of RFK's neck? You don't get a burn mark from a ricochet. The only way you get a burn mark is if they're like literally this close to you. And they confirmed that literally there had to be a gun right here against his ear, like at least an inch or two, even if it was like a
Yeah.
millimeter this close. That's how you get burn marks on your skin from a gun. So it was literally his own Secret Service guy who literally shot RFK. So why didn't
Mm-hmm.
they do that for Trump? And I kept thinking and thinking there has to be a reason why they wouldn't get rid of Trump because they hate him so much. They keep telling the media they hate Trump, they hate Trump, they hate Trump.
Mm-hmm.
Well, wait a minute. So then why didn't you get rid of him? You hated RFK. You hated RFK. You hated JFK. I mean, heck, look at Epstein. Epstein, all he did
Yeah.
was had a bunch of rich people with their pants, pants caught with their pants down. I can't even
Mm-hmm.
say it. So literally, they got caught with their pants down, and that's why they off Jeffrey Epstein for even less.
Yeah.
See, the thing is, they don't get rid of you because you're, you know, rich, unless you screw over another rich person. They don't get rid
Yeah.
of you otherwise. If you screw over a bunch of poor people, they don't care. That's just a Tuesday to rich people.
Yeah.
But they actually will get rid of you if you compromise another rich person, and the whole public now knows it. Right? So the Jeffrey Epstein little black book. Who's in the little black book? Well, they said some names, but how do you know it's not all of them? It's all of the rich people. Gates, Musk, Bezos. I think Tom Hanks was in there. So was Al Pacino. So
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's a lot of factors that go into this. But guys, why would they miss Trump? If they hate Trump so much, why did they miss? Why didn't the Secret Service take the shot? Because they found out this guy is a horrible shot. He couldn't even hit the target. He didn't hit the target.
Mm-hmm.
Sirhan at least could hit the target. You know what I mean? And so
Yeah.
Oswald supposedly missed. That's why they had a second shooter. That's what the grassy knoll thing is all about. So again, I kept thinking and thinking, why would they miss? And here's what and Whitney Webb agrees with me. She was just on Jimmy Dore show. Jimmy Dore, right there.
Mm-hmm.
Whitney Webb was just on his show and literally agreed with me that the reason why they miss Trump is because they want him in the White House. They are not scared of him, guys. If they were scared of him, they would have offed him a long time ago. He would not have. He would have been like JFK. He wouldn't have spent the whole presidency in the White House. The thing is, you have to think back. What did Trump do during his first 4 years? He did
Mm-hmm.
everything the establishment wanted him to. He did lockdowns. He did the CARES Act. He did well, he wanted credit for warp speed, which all those poisonous vaccines, which for YouTube purposes, the vaccines are safe and healthy, and you should get some. I'm already on my 10th booster.
Yeah.
But anyway, I mean, Trump did all that stuff. He also, which was making me angry, he also, well, I mean, the states closed down schools, but he still could have said, no, you leave the schools open. You think Trump gives a crap about our kids? And the fact that all of our kids have some kind of, deficiency now? Not only that, he didn't give Michigan clean water. He could have with a stroke of a pen, guys.
Yep.
It's like people have amnesia. For the
So.
first 4 years, Trump did nothing except for cut taxes for the rich. He did the CARES Act. He did the lockdowns. He did everything that the WEF wanted him to do. He didn't start any wars, but he tried. He tried to start one with Iran by killing that Soleimani
Mm-hmm.
general. But Iran said, you know what? Whatever. It's water off a duck's back. For good on Iran, because otherwise we'd be bombing them and they'd be bombing us, and we'd be, pretty much not here talking to you. um, so and it makes me angry now that they literally what they have done, and I've thought about it for a long time, is that literally they have made Donald Trump the biggest baby face. I hate to use a wrestling term, but they had made him the biggest baby face in the whole world. Everybody is fawning over Trump. Oh, Trump's such a great hero. He's so tough. He's so brave. No, he fucking
Mm-hmm.
isn't. He's a fucking pussy who couldn't make it in wrestling even if his life depended on it. Stop with the fawning. This man literally told you that you will own nothing, be happy, and eat sea bugs. And he tried to implement everything the WEF told him to do in his first 4 years. Stop fawning over him. He is not a hero. He is not going to help poor people. Jimmy said, oh, this is the other thing. This makes me very, very angry. Jimmy goes, well, he's going to he's going to get rid of the tax on tips. No, he isn't, Jimmy, or he would have done it. Also, if I remember correctly, the first 4 years, he wanted to get rid of Social Security. And who stopped that? The Democrats.
Mm-hmm.
Though I think they could have gotten it implicated if they had kept going. But they don't hate Trump. Trust me. They do not hate Trump. Oh,
Trump
well.
nearly shit himself when an eagle flapped his wings. Yeah, that was
Well,
a Trump
that
tower.
doesn't have anything to do with policy, Snow, but I get your point.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, and literally, yeah. Thank you for reminding me, Pizza. People at the rallies were putting little bandages on their ears for fuck's sake, guys. This is what they call an occult. You are in an occult. If you hero worship Trump, you are in an occult. Okay, there is no ifs, ands, or buts about this, guys. Because
Yeah.
again,
Well,
Trump will not help you. You are a poor person to him. He does not give a fuck about you. He literally became the biggest baby face in the whole fucking world because some douchebag missed. And why did he miss? He missed on purpose. And now
mm-hmm.
everyone's, oh, Trump's so brave, so heroic. Bullshit. Bullshit. Get out of your fucking bubble. Get out of your head. Because I'm telling you,
That's
Trump,
all.
the establishment is doing this because they want you to be a slave to the establishment. And if you believe this, that Trump is literally the savior and going to save me, daddy, save me. Trump's not going to save you.
Nope. Hey, all said. But he took over my. It's fine. He took over my show, but it's not a big deal.
I'm
Lots of
sorry.
idiots. No, no, please. A lot of idiots, including Max Kaiser. I don't know who that is. Openly praising Trump and MAGA.
Yes, and I do agree that, yeah, I mean, it's the same thing with the shit libs and the masks. Again, guys, you're in an occult.
I don't have a patch to troll with, but whatever. I should have probably because they literally had in the left ear just the whole
Yes.
patch covering the ear,
Yes. Yes, I saw that on X
like
too. I was just
President,
like, oh my God,
like
they're in a
Trump.
cult.
So yeah, so I mean, that's the thing. If this guy would have if Trump never moved his head and did that, he'd probably be dead right now. I mean, that's the
Probably. And I thought about that too. But then again, like I said, the guy literally they found out the guy couldn't hit the broadside of a barn if he was standing on top of it. So I mean, and they literally recruited this guy and everyone's,
so
oh, he was bullied in school. No, he wasn't fucking bullied in school. He wasn't
so
any of that stuff.
so what the theory that we're going with is that he wasn't actually the shooter, he was just a patsy for somebody else. Because that's what I'm believing.
um I believe he was hired, but there was an interview with one of his classmates or whatever, and he was saying, "Oh well, he hated all politicians." Well, if that's true, why didn't he take out Biden? Why didn't he take out all politicians if he hated all politicians? Kind of sounds like they're trying to smear you and me. That they're literally
Mm-hmm.
trying to say, "Oh, everyone who hates politicians is a mad person and going to shoot somebody." That's not what this is about, guys. I don't have
And,
a desire to pick up a gun to kill politicians. What I want to do is I want to see rich people get justice for the lockdowns, for COVID. I want to see them for all the food that they're poisoning. They're poisoning our food and water. I want them to stand trial, and then if the death penalty is needed in this case, then every rich person should lose their head. I am not going to fight with poor people. I'm going to unite with you because you're not my enemy. I'm sorry. Go ahead now.
Many crypto bros and gals are dumbfoundingly backing Trump. RFK Jr. became irrelevant that quickly. I mean, you're right, but that's the thing. Look,
RFK Jr. has his own problems.
the Democrats are. We'll get to this a little later, but the Democrats are kind of in a civil war, basically. Because I keep reading on MB. I keep reading like all this stuff, like, oh, Biden's dropping out this weekend. He's agreed to
Right, and
drop
then
out.
morning
There's an
blowjob. Oh, he's not. He's staying
yeah.
in. Well,
There's
then
an open
who's real? Who's right?
yeah. So there's an open convention. We're gonna do open convention, and we're gonna decide the nominee that way, and we're gonna do this, and we're gonna do that. And there's already talk of a Kamala Harris Pete Buttigieg ticket, which would definitely lose to Trump. I mean,
I
it's like
heard Kamala Harris and Andy. Well, there's several people. So there's Josh Shapiro, who's in Pennsylvania, and he's a piece of shit.
the governor
Literally,
of your
they said,
state.
"Oh, yeah, it is my state." And literally, we were told that they passed a minimum wage hike bill. That's bullshit. They were supposed to raise the minimum wage by 2026 to $15 an hour. They were supposed to do 13.50. Guess what? It's still 7.25, guys. That's how much the rich hate us. They're going to say, "Fuck you, we're not going to do shit to you or for you." That's what
Yeah.
I'm saying. You can't trust anybody.
So it's
Not a rich
either
person. You can't trust a rich person.
so it can't be. It's either Kamala or Pete, which is a horrible ticket, or Kamala or Shapiro, or Kamala or Bashir, the governor of Kentucky.
Yeah, Bashir. Yeah, Andy Bashir. That's
Those
what
are the
that was
three.
the other
Those
one
are
I
the
heard.
three
Yep.
VP picks. For Kamala, they're kind of negotiating behind the scenes. And all this is true because but the Biden people swear up and down that nope, we're staying in, we're staying in, we're staying in.
Right.
Trust
And
us.
I
But meanwhile,
yeah, who do you trust? Because all of them
yeah,
lie,
they
and you
all.
can't trust anybody. So it's kind of like that goes back to that Stone Cold term, don't trust anybody. Um, what I would say to that is, I mean, time will tell, but right now it looks like Trump's going to win. And like I said, guys, get ready for hell because no matter who it is, if it's Biden, Trump, Kamala, where all of us poor people are still fucked.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody is going to save us. We need to rise up and save ourselves because there's going to be no such savior is coming for us poor people.
Max Keiser is a Wall Street Bitcoin thug residing in El Salvador, who sits closely with Bukele, which is the president of that country. Worst off, Kaiser is deceiving Jimmy.
I think isn't that gold guy, Golden?
Yeah,
Yeah, I don't like that. I don't like that gold
he's a
guy because
Bitcoin guy.
is he a Bitcoin guy?
Yeah, that's what he says. From he lives in El Salvador.
Um,
Who's
I think
basically
there's someone who also does Jimmy's Gold or whatever, and I went on a premium streamium and said, "Jimmy, please don't do the gold thing." I'm telling you, I looked up the history. 1934, they made every American hand in their gold bars, and anything that
Mhm.
had to do with gold except for earrings or jewelry or whatever. They made them hand it in. If you didn't hand it in, you were fined or jailed. And yeah, they gave you money for it, but then they turned around and sold it for a higher price. But this time they don't have to do that, guys. They don't have to give you dick for it. And what makes you think they won't do that? Because they don't want poor people to have money, guys. They want
Yep.
you to own
Jim
nothing, be happy, and eat the bugs. That's what they want
Jim
you to do.
Yeah, so Trump was killed, almost killed, I mean, just killed. Yeah.
What?
He
What?
was he was almost killed, and immediately I was reminded of this back in 2017. Chuck Schumer warns Trump, if you keep messing with the NSA, CIA, or FBI, terrible things will happen to you. This should raise red flags of what this transpires. Back when Trump first became president,
Mm-hmm.
was elected. Look,
He's taking these shots, this antagonism, this
Yep.
taunting to the
Let me
intelligence
tell you,
community.
you take on the intelligence community, they have 6 ways from Sunday at getting back at you. So even for a practical, supposedly hard-nosed businessman, he's being really dumb to do this.
What do you think the intelligence community would do if they were motivated
I don't know,
to?
but from what I am told,
I don't know. I don't know what they would do. Yes, you knew
It could
exactly what they
be,
would do.
yeah, it could be a warning shot, but I still believe that, like I said, I mean, the intelligence community had something to do with RFK's assassination, JFK's assassination, Malcolm X, Martin Luther King Jr. They still don't know who killed him because they was probably a Fed. So, I mean, I get where you're coming from. It's just like it seems to add up. If I mean, because literally they wouldn't have missed if they literally thought he was a threat to the establishment.
Yeah,
That's just my take on it.
yeah. I mean, I don't. What if they mit it? To me, it's very similar to what happened to JFK, except that JFK was actually killed
Right,
because
because they
clearly
had 2 shooters.
there had to be a second shooter somewhere.
Right. The grassy knoll
Because
thing.
what was weird about that was the when the original shots from a rifle seemed to be like.
Mhm.
I would assume a rifle would be a lot more louder than that, especially with mics all around the place. So I'm
True.
guessing, what if there was another shooter out there and just happened to hit Trump in the ear by accident, and like, and they go like, "Ah, shit," okay, let's put this away, nobody noticed us.
Well, there is another if you I watch, it's called The People's Voice. And they did say that there is another WEF memo that they want to get rid of Trump. They're going to do more hits on Trump. Okay, again, guys, if they do end up assassinating him, then I'll eat my hat. I'll eat my words. I'll be like, damn, I guess they really did hate him. But to be honest, I mean, this doesn't seem like that because I mean, like I said, they even if they had 2 shooters, they didn't miss with JFK and RFK, and it just seems to add more to his. I mean, because look, everyone is fawning over him. Oh, Trump's such this and Trump is such a that. Again, guys, you missed the first 4 years, or maybe you were living under a rock, or maybe you just don't want to relive those 4 years. Trump did nothing but what the establishment told him to do. He did not help any poor people. He only helped rich people. He cut taxes for them. He did the lockdowns, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So I don't see any good thing coming out of this other than Trump is going to literally be like Biden, and he probably will start a war now with Iran because literally that's what he wanted to do the first time. even though Iran had level heads and went, oh, okay, we'll let this slip by, but nothing else. Because Trump is more Israel than Israel. JD Vance is more Israel than, they're so pro
They're
Israel,
like
rah Israel.
they were bragging about we're gonna end the war in Ukraine when we get back into the White House. Like, okay, yeah, but there's Israel. There's they're gonna try to start something with China. They're gonna try to start
Yes.
something with
That was the
Iran.
other thing. They want a war with China. That's right.
So yeah, so oh, you ended the war with the Russians. Great. Now let's saber rattle with the Chinese and try to piss them off, even though they
And
are most of our economy.
I think JD Vance, Whitney Webb said, JD Vance said they want
Hmm.
to flood Gaza, as in like a Noah's Ark kind of thing. They literally want to wipe out Gaza, period.
Mm-hmm. I wouldn't be surprised. Golden says too late, Witchy. Jimmy still sponsors gold. Even if Jimmy ever sponsors any kind of Bitcoin, we're screwed.
I don't agree. Jimmy does say that he does have some Bitcoin. He says he has gold and Bitcoin in case, any redundancy. But to be honest, Bitcoin is like a CBDC. And
Hmm.
James Corbett even said this on his show. I just discovered James Corbett, but he kind of backs up whatever like the People's Voice will say. Even if you don't believe everything on the People's Voice, there's still like James Corbett who will back up and say, he used to be for Bitcoin. And then he found out, oh, the government's trying to control it and make it a CBDC or central banking digital currency.
Yep. So this is Trump's Secret Service protection versus Maduro's Secret Service protection. So this is the difference. Is that they instantly pop up with like these bulletproof vest things, whatever they are, like
Right.
blankets. And look
Right.
at
Because
Secret Service with Trump. It's like they arrived 10 seconds later.
because they were told to stand down.
I
Just like
guarantee
in
you
the
they were told to
JFK
stand down.
thing. Yeah, because there's coming to light, I saw this on X. There's actually video of guys being told to stand down because they were going to shoot the president, and the one guy goes, "Why are we standing down?"
Hmm. You know?
Like he goes like this, and that was in 1963. So
Yeah, it's like
December or
why?
November,
Yeah,
November, I think.
that was literally it was. People forget this, but when Kennedy was assassinated, that was a campaign stop in Dallas.
Mm-hmm.
He was
Yeah,
running for
and
re-election.
they were already going to
Yep.
pin it. He had. If you watch the Oliver Stone JFK Revisited, I did. Just
Mm-hmm.
warning, just a trigger warning to everybody. They do show a dead body of JFK, so just be prepared for that. But I have seen it from beginning to end, and it was really good. They actually said that the uh can't think of it. But anyway, they were talking about how he had several uh like in Florida, he had several campaigns in Florida that he was going to drive through, and they had other people than Oswald that they were going to pin it on. So
Mm-hmm.
Oswald wasn't even the first person they were going to say, "Oh, kill JFK." They had several other CIA assets that were literally going to be picked to have this pinned on. And then look, Jack Ruby ended up killing Oswald so he wouldn't talk. Well, they shot the shooter at Trump's rally so he wouldn't talk. Dead man don't talk. As they said in the pirate way, dead man tell no tales.
Yeah, that's why it's starting to seem like that table's about to break. I'll digress though. They're
Oh
starting
no.
to. No, there's a table here. It looks like it's about to. It's cracking already. So, but yeah, I digress. It doesn't matter. But yeah, I mean, it's what was I saying? Kennedy. Oh, it's sounding like they wanted Trump dead. It's just that Trump slightly moved his head like this, and they caught him in the right ear. And Secret Service no choice but to go because what are they gonna do? They had to go get him.
Well, and like I said, I'd like to think that I mean, everyone's like, oh, it's an inside job. Well, yeah, it is because it was a big failure. Even if you believe just it was a big failure on security, I mean, yeah, it was an inside job. It had to be because there's too many ends that don't, they don't match up.
They
And
didn't
we're left with
cover.
more questions and
They
answers.
didn't.
Excuse
They
me.
didn't cover a roof like
Right.
150 feet from Trump's
And there
head,
just
and it's
happened
a
to be a
perfect
ladder
angle.
there.
And it's
Right.
a perfect angle towards Trump's head, and somehow Secret Service didn't cover it. They're like, "Oh well, it was a curved roof, and it's dangerous for our people, our snipers, so we couldn't really cover it." So it was like, yeah, we just left it
Sure.
like that. And then,
And you
but a
just happen to
sniper got
leave a
up there
ladder
fine.
there, and yeah.
But a sniper got up there perfectly fine, though. But somehow your agent's gonna get up there.
Right.
It's ridiculous. But that's why it had to be, and somebody powerful had to give that stand down order. Don't know who. Don't know. I'm not accusing anybody, but somebody very powerful had to give that stand down order. So who's
True.
powerful enough to give that stand down order?
Donald J.
And for Secret Service to listen? Because a coincidence, by the way, Jill Biden demanded more
Mhm.
Secret Service protection. So they took from Trump's detail and put it on her detail instead.
Right.
So it's
But
another
like I said,
coincidence.
yeah, I mean, it all adds up to it was a failure, but also if you look a little deeper, it just makes sense to make him a big baby face, and that
Yeah.
way Trump gets in office, and guess what? They can still make him that he was a puppet 4 years or 8 years ago. Trust me, he'll be a puppet this time.
hmm
Trump will sell out to the highest bidder.
So this is the media has been fond of calling Trump a fascist and a threat to
Ugh,
democracy for a long, long time.
we don't have a
Donald J.
democracy.
Trump presents a clear danger to our democracy.
This would be the end of America. If this is what we're going to be, this won't be a democracy. That's a monarchy. It was repugnant.
An actual Trump-led
No.
wannabe empire
Not
is
a
the end
monarchy.
of democracy.
It's a monarchy because Trump gave a speech at the White House.
Try an oligarchy, and we
Action of
already
Donald
have one.
We're a monarchy.
Trump could mean the end of
We're an
democracy.
oligarchy.
When
actually.
will America stop sleepwalking towards the end of democracy?
I don't know when
One-
the shit liberal is going to wake the fuck up and literally.
Look at that Chiron.
I mean,
Trump-
for fuck's sake.
Trump's plans for revenge and potential second term. They're gonna take revenge against
Revenge
anybody
for
who
who?
criticized him. Anybody who criticized him. I don't
anyone who
know.
criticized him. Yeah, just like
Everything
he
a
did in the
psyop.
first 4 years, right? Just like he put
Everything-
Hillary Clinton in jail.
Mhm.
Oh wait,
Everything's a psyop. 100% right. So.
oh my god.
But yeah, I mean, this is fear mongering. I talked about it last week. Project 2025,
Yes.
and
Yes.
now he's revenge. He's going to seek revenge. And they claim that the rhetoric, it was the media, and Biden said that the rhetoric went too far. Blah blah blah. But he's still calling Trump a fascist and a criminal and stuff. So it's like, wait, but
I mean, they
you-
will, and everyone's like, well, how comes the deep state hates him, guys? You never heard of Kabuki Theater? Don't they always stand up in Congress, and Thomas Massey always stands up and says, I don't think that's right for COVID, or I don't think that's right. But nothing ever gets done with it. It's called Kabuki Theater. It's called that for a reason because no one
Mhm.
intends to do anything except for propel Trump to the White House. I'm not making this stuff up. I'm just using my common knowledge or common sense of what I think is going to happen because regardless, we're all screwed anyway. We're poor. We're not going to get rich.
Mhm.
Will America stop sleepwalking towards the end of democracy?
There's a
One,
guy who's like
can
100
Donald
years
Trump
old.
really win again? And two, will it really be the end of American democracy if he does? And my answer
No.
to both those questions was yes.
Yes.
Increasingly,
No.
Donald Trump is turning this nation into Nazi Germany.
I hate comparing Trump to Hitler because Hitler could
Oh yeah, Donald Trump is turning this country into Nazi Germany.
Are you freaking kidding me? First of all, Nazi Germany, there is stuff going on in Germany that is you could consider Nazi. I mean, look what they're doing to Muslims now and anyone who protested against Israel. But I
think
digress.
I covered that on my show like a month or a half ago. I think you may have
Right.
been on it. You and D were on it.
Well, and this goes back to the fact
That episode.
this goes all back to the Trump's going to put his political exactly what they're doing to Trump right now. What they're doing to Trump is what they said Trump was going to do to them. I think you have what they call the wrong end of the stick.
Mhm. This is Rick Wilson, the
Oh
head
God, I
of the
hate this
Lincoln
guy.
Project. That scumbag.
Yeah,
Hitler
I
could
know.
concentrate for more than 30 seconds.
I want to start using the word fascist.
Yeah, he's a fascist.
Fascist.
Tendencies, many tendencies like Adolf Hitler.
You don't have a president. That's
Oh
Danny
my
Deutsch.
God.
That's Danny Deutsch or Donnie Deutsch, Danny Deutsch, whatever his name is.
Donnie
Anyways,
Deutsch. Donnie
he's the
Douche.
guy. This is the guy who, even though he calls Trump a fascist, he said he would vote for Trump over Bernie.
Yeah, he would vote for Trump over Bernie.
Oh,
And
meanwhile,
isn't-
though, he's a fascist. Trump's a. How ridiculous that is.
like I said, this is exactly what they said Trump would do to them. They did to Trump. If everyone remembers Russiagate, well, no offense, but they asked Putin. Putin wants Biden. He doesn't even want Trump. He wants
Yeah.
Biden over Trump.
Yeah, what was
I remember
funny
they
is
said he was a
yeah,
pooping.
yeah,
Sorry, a Putin puppet. Oh,
yeah. He
damn.
said they asked him. It's like, who do you prefer to win? It's like, oh well, Biden.
He said
He's,
Biden.
because
By the way, we're an oligarchy. We are a fascist oligarchy. We
Mhm.
are not a democracy or a constitutional republic.
if anybody thinks you're gonna get rich off gold or Bitcoin, they are no more wrong as long as the elites exploit those alternative currencies.
I agree.
Yeah.
And that's why the government is buying up Bitcoin at pennies on the dollar. And then gold, like I said, in 1934, you can look this up. The Federal Reserve literally was making people hand in their gold. And they were getting $20 for each gold piece they had. And then the federal government turned around and sold the gold for $40 for each gold thing. So
Yeah, they
again, you're
were.
damned if you do and damned if you don't.
If I remember my history correctly, they were gearing up for World War II, but
Yes.
they needed
Yes, sir.
they needed the gold in order to,
Yep.
Get the cash in order to fight that war. But yeah, that's why they needed all that. They needed Americans to give up their gold bars.
Yes, sir. Yep.
So it's what else is
As you said, talking about exterminating Latinos.
This is not a reach.
Trump never said that. He never said
No, Trump
exterminate
never
Latinos.
said that. You know who
It's
said
like-
that? You guys.
Yeah, he just said Trump said it. He wants to exterminate Latinos and do what? Yeah, I mean it's
I
like
don't-
implying another Holocaust, basically. This time Latinos instead of Jews.
I
It's
know
like-
the rich want a holocaust of us poors, but I don't know about just Latinos or Latinas.
Yeah, I mean we're all talking about. Like,
We're all
oh,
worthless eaters to the rich. It doesn't matter who it is. We are all worthless eaters to them. They do not like us. They hate us.
Reach. I could go back and talk about Nazi Germany, and I do.
Look at that Chiron. Trump vows to investigate
Hey, it's morning
NBC and
blowjob.
MSNBC if he gets elected. I don't remember Trump ever saying that, but maybe he did. I don't know.
No, because he didn't. They're just making stuff up. But again, this is all kabuki theater. Oh, Trump bad, and our guys are good. But then they play the game every fucking 4 years of this guy's bad, this girl is bad.
Honestly, if Trump does investigate MSNBC and NBC, I wouldn't mind because they'd be investigating
No,
Comcast.
I agree, right? But
They'd be investigating Comcast, And
the only thing is, if he does do an investigation, they probably will come up. Oh well, we didn't do anything wrong. Investigating yourselves basically, and finding no wrongdoing.
because
Kind of like Boeing. Boeing is doing an investigation, and well, we didn't find anything wrong. We didn't do anything wrong.
Yeah, so it's ridiculous. Okay,
And I do it without any concerns whatsoever. And if people can't start drawing the parallels, well, you're just stupid, or you have your head in the sand, or you're one of them.
The 1940s Nazi sympathizers. They were also called Make America First.
I'm sorry, is that straight out of Nazi Germany?
A historian will say what was at stake tonight and this week was the fact whether we will be a democracy in the future, whether our children will be arrested and conceivably killed. We're on the edge of a brutal authoritarian system.
1 year from now.
What?
No, you guys are living in the lap of luxury. Us poor
I'm
people are
sorry, I
eating
can't help
Z-bugs.
this. I can't help but laugh at that because, like, oh, what if our children gets killed? And what? I don't know. I've
Rich
lost
people
my
are
train.
raping our kids. What are you talking about? Rich people literally are pedophiles. And they're taking poor
From
kids
now.
as sex slaves.
Trump praises murderous dictators, except every U.S. president does that.
I was gonna say Biden did that too.
Yeah, he just
What?
Biden did that. Every president does it with Saudi Arabia, and they
Exactly.
all horrible. Yeah.
I mean, look
It's
at
like
Vince. He went to Saudi Arabia too, and Vince is
Oh,
not even president.
Vince McMahon took that $100 million per pay per
Oh
view.
my god, like a whore in church.
Yeah, it's like
Or
what?
not in church, but a whore in a porno.
What?
Give the money just like that.
What? $100 million for show, pal? Guys, you take that flight. But yeah, I mean, Americans, we love Saudis. We love the Saudis, especially the powerful Americans. You know?
Well, the powerful Americans, yes. The poor ones, we want revenge for 9/11.
Yeah,
because you killed our people.
And there's no war ever happening with them because they give us our oil, and the U.S. billionaires love them. So.
Yes, they are our oil butt buddy, but
Mm-hmm.
that's slowly going away thanks to Biden. Biden is the one that, we were always told we shouldn't put Russia and Saudi together. And what happened? Saudi and Russia are now together. Saudi's buying oil from
they're
somebody's buying
selling
it with
they're
rubies. Yeah,
selling they're selling oil to the Russians in
Right.
rubles, which is a huge
rubles,
deal
right.
because they're abandoning the petrodollar.
Right, which is gonna
which is why all of a sudden, I covered this on my show too, which is why all of a sudden there's this tape out there of a Saudi spy taping Washington and taping the Capitol building.
So this is payback
before
and now all of a
9/11.
Oh, now we can go with the Saudi government. We already knew the Saudi government had something to do with 9/11. It's called an investigation, an independent one.
We knew that. And now the U.S. government is like, oh, you abandoned the petrodollar? Okay, let's put out this tape, of one of your spies taping all over Washington before 9/11.
And here's the kicker. Here's the big coup de grace. Obama, he passed a bill or signed a bill that the 9/11 families could not sue the Saudi government once we found out Saudi had something to do with it. He nixed it. Why? Because he had ties to Saudi and they're our oil butt buddies. So they suck a lot of dick to get oil from Saudi. I'm sorry to be graphic, but I mean, that's how it is.
But yeah, and if the Saudis abandon us, gas prices will go from, what are they, $3 right now to $6. So,
right.
And
that's what
Biden,
the rich want, though.
Yeah, and every U.S. president would lose because they'll blame them. So let's finish this up.
Now, it could be over. American democracy could be over. Donald Trump,
Definitely.
1 year from now, could be over. When are they going
years.
to start acting like American democracy is on the line?
Because it's not. Because it's not.
Yeah.
Your democracy was stolen from you. Like Jimmy Dore says, your democracy was stolen from you years ago. Guess what? The rich are in charge now, guys. And they've been in charge for a very, very, very long time. And unless we stand together and unite, even if you're a Trump or a shitlib, I don't care. But we need to unite against rich people. And then we need to get the migrants over to our side, too.
Yeah. So this is like a rendition, a computer rendition. So that's that slight movement Trump did like this for some reason.
I saw on X that people said he bladed that that's not what happened.
Yeah, I saw that too.
If literally would leave a hole in his ear. Now I don't know. I haven't seen his ear, but it would leave a hole in your ear. Yeah,
it grazed the top of his ear.
Yeah.
Allegedly.
So a lot of people think he just bladed like that. So that's why when he gets to the White House, he can do whatever he needs to do. I'm not saying, I don't know. I wasn't there, guys. I don't know anything about this stuff. I do know that they had a show on that showed that you could sniper someone from behind like Oswald would do. But Oswald wasn't a trained sniper. He was just an activist that the CIA actually hired because he was for Fidel Castro. Well, and then when he worked for the CIA, that's when they pinned it on him. But they were going to pin it on other people. It wasn't just Oswald, but he's the one who went down for it. And then they shot him to keep him quiet because Oswald was going to call a press conference, and I think that was in 64, 65, but I think it was 64. He was going to call a press conference and say, hey, I'm CIA. They asked me to do it, blah, blah, blah. So the CIA shut him up by getting Jack Ruby to shoot him.
Yeah, because he would have to, they would put him on trial and he had to testify or whatever, but usually they go through the trial process, and he would have talked most likely. So it was like, oh, we got to kill him now, so let's get Jack Ruby to do it. And then what happened to Jack Ruby? He ended up dead too, didn't he?
I don't know what happened to Jack Ruby.
I don't
But I know
remember.
with RFK, they got someone who was a Palestinian because RFK was pro-Israel as well. So they
Yeah.
got someone who, literally, they brainwashed or hypnotized Sirhan to the point where he doesn't even remember shooting RFK. He was never even mad at RFK either. He was not pissed
Mhm.
off that RFK was pro-Israel. He said that was great.
Mhm.
He thought RFK was great. So even there, I mean, you have a guy that doesn't remember shooting him because he didn't. It was the ex Secret Service guy who shot him in the back of the
Yeah.
ear here, and he doesn't remember shooting him, and he didn't even remember who he was, if he was married or anything, and he wasn't mad at RFK. He
Yeah.
didn't hate the guy.
Jack Ruby passed in 1967 of a pulmonary embolism.
Okay, so he lived to be,
So here's the thing about pulmonary embolisms. They're easily given by a nurse. They're
Mhm.
very easily given by a nurse. If you improperly inject somebody with something, and you leave air and you inject it in, that can cause a pulmonary embolism and kill somebody. Nurses have killed people like that.
Yeah, it kind of sounds like maybe he wanted to talk too, and they wouldn't let that happen.
Yeah,
But
that's
see,
why. That's what I'm. Mm-hmm.
yeah, so I mean, it sounds like, guys, the government could have offed Trump and then covered their tracks, just like they did with JFK and RFK. That's
Yeah.
all I'm saying is just,
Mm-hmm.
think outside the box, guys. Why would they do this if they had no intention? If they really hated Trump so bad and found him a threat to the establishment, wouldn't they just off him like they did with JFK and RFK? Because in
Yeah.
62, and not a lot of people know this, but I've seen the speech, and it's a great speech. In 1962, JFK was talking about Medicare for all, and the CIA
Yeah.
didn't want that. Well, the government didn't want it because they hate poor
Yeah.
people.
It's the
Poor
American.
people were on the, they didn't like poor people then. I mean, fucking Rockefeller, he actually paid the media to literally give him a good image. I was telling this
Yeah.
to people on Jimmy Dore show, is that literally Rockefeller paid the media to make him look like he was a good person. He was not. He hated poor people, and Gates does too, and they're all into eugenics. If you don't know what that is, I'll explain later. You can
Mm-hmm.
sorry, go ahead. I
No,
keep
I mean, anyways, this I found this interesting. These are Democrats who
Mhm.
basically believe that Trump staged the assassination attempt. So there's like 3 minutes of Democrats just
I
swearing up
don't
and
think he
down that it was
staged it
staged.
himself. I think he made a deal with the establishment.
I wouldn't. I'm not putting anything past him. I'm just. This is Democrats basically because they realize that if this is on the up and up, this will help Trump win the election. So they're kind of melting down. Like, oh
Well,
well,
and
it had to be.
yeah, and after this is done, I'll tell you that some of these shit libs are literally, oh, we missed and hit a poor person, but the poor person
Yes.
deserved it. I'm like, oh my god, are you dumb?
Yes. Uh-huh. Yes, they basically they did that and it was horrible. Yeah, so it's like wow.
Oh, it's a false flag. False flag.
They called it a false flag.
Somebody died and 2 people injured. What do you think about that? False flag.
False flag.
I thought it was magnificently staged. It was professionally done. It almost looked real.
Wait. Staged by who?
Oh, by Mr. Trump, of course.
I think this whole thing is staged. You think it was staged? Yeah.
It depends on everybody's view. Yeah.
View of the assassination attempt? What do you think? Does it kind of depend on where you're standing, whether or not you agree with the assassination attempt or disagree with it?
I just don't see that being the truth, but that's I'd rather just not make any comment.
Really quick, what are you talking about the truth? What do you mean? Oh, you just don't believe it was an assassination attempt?
No. Please don't.
No.
We're so anti-Trump. I don't even want to.
Was it a bad thing, though?
I mean,
Was it a bad thing? Would you condemn it?
Oh, that he got
Well, yeah,
shot, of
condemn
course.
it, but
Of course, you don't do that.
That's all I'm
Oh, yeah, of
That's
course.
really bad. No matter, yeah, exactly. You don't do that.
but
Was
that's
it staged?
between rich
Probably.
people, not us. It has nothing to do with poor people.
Yeah, she's like, I don't want to talk because he's afraid, he's gonna get caught saying something horrible. But it's, of course, I condemn it, and but it was still staged, though. I was like, what? Like,
So you think Trump maybe staged a fake assassination for support? Okay. And that resulted in somebody dying and other people being critically injured.
I'm reading the news today. I'm not hearing the news. I haven't seen anything. I'm on vacation.
So you just thought it was fake?
Of course.
One person died in the crowd, 2 critically injured. What happened
It's a
there?
small price. It wouldn't matter to Trump. Do you think he cares if people die for him to be elected? That doesn't mean anything
No,
to Trump.
that's
Now,
true.
staged from whose side? Do you think Donald Trump's it for attention?
Could be, or it could be the other side trying to make a scene or something. But I don't. The fact that he only got his ear and he would stood up and said America. I don't know. Come on.
Right.
It doesn't feel normal.
What is our evidence for suggesting that it was a fake assassination
I
attempt?
think that he walked away alive with perhaps a scratch on his ear.
Yeah, it grazed his ear.
Yeah.
RFK,
Of course,
JFK.
behind the scenes, that was all fabricated. Some noise. They put a little scratch on his ear, threw a little blood on his face.
so what? So how do you? Is this like a pro wrestling angle? Like he was down?
Yeah,
away
like
from
this
the
is where I
camera,
saw that
and
people on
then
X were saying that he
they-
bladed his ear.
Uh-huh. Nah. Yeah, it's like pro wrestling, it's like a pro wrestling angle. Okay, I hit you, you go down, the camera looks away from you, you blade, you come back up, and you're all fucking bleeding and just buckets of blood over the place. That's not even what happened. I mean, he barely had a little blood on him.
Now,
Yeah.
so you think that they planned from 130 yards away to shoot off the corner of his ear?
And they never shot off the corner of his ear. That was all done by the people hanging around him. Nobody ever shot off his ear.
Okay. So you just see it grazing his ear as maybe not real. What about the people that died what about the father that died in the stand as well as the others that were critically injured?
I don't know. I can't tell, but to me, it just looks like it was planned. And bless that guy's soul for dying for this cause. I'm so sorry for that person's family.
So you think, if we're thinking that the Trump, that's a big thing to think, is that Donald Trump's administration faked an assassination, got people killed to try to do this. What would you say our reasoning is for saying that, or we have no reasoning?
The rich want him to implement their
I haven't paid
agenda.
attention to anything right now because that's not where my mind is at right now.
I don't know.
So,
I'm on vacation.
As of right now,
but
I just, I said, I didn't want to talk about it.
Well, if we're not paying attention, is the right move to say that Donald Trump staged the assassination and faked an assassination against himself? Is that the right move, or is the right move just to say, I don't know?
I'm just going to say, I don't know. I'm on vacation.
Oh, well, you're against fake news, Donald. How about against against all this other fake crap that you pull? If Trump is involved, it's a fraud.
That was a powerful moment after he got shot. Bro got shot in the ear. And he I don't know, he showed everyone that he's strong and stuff. So
What are your thoughts about those people? Are they foolish for believing that this is a real assassination attempt?
Yeah, a
Are
lot
they
of
foolish?
people are easily fooled by Donald Trump. Yeah, they're foolish.
Yeah, well, that's sad. They believe.
Well, there's
that
on both sides though.
Mhm.
So you have these people who think it was staged, and it very well could have been. I do think that Trump made a deal. Yes, I'll do your bidding if and like I said, because of this attempt, he had to do that photo op. And why did he do that photo op? Because he wants people to see that he's strong and he can take it. And I just think that, unfortunately, I think this is where it comes full circle. But there's also ones that say that guy deserved to die. That guy did not deserve to die,
bullshit.
guys. He was poor.
Yeah.
He was not rich. And yeah, they could have staged this whole thing to kill poor people. And so it would make, and then when Trump said, oh, well, we have to honor this person, it literally would make Trump look even better. So it makes people like Jimmy Dore and people who don't understand that the rich want to kill us poor people. Literally, it makes them look like, oh, well, Trump is a hero because he did this and he did that. He's not a hero, guys. He's not a hero. And and do not wish. Okay, I get it that Trumpers are brainwashed. So are shitlibs. Shitlibs
Yeah.
are just as brainwashed as Trumpers. But we all must come together. You should never ever say, "Oh, well, that person deserved it, or that person or this person deserved it, or that person deserved it." No poor person deserves to take a bullet because they were trying to do something to propel Trump to the White House.
Snow Himbo says Trump derangement syndrome causing liberals to accidentally think critically. Wild. It's an accident, yeah, because the only reason why they're thinking critically is because it's Trump. They're like, oh well, it had to be faked, right? Or something had to happen in order it had to help Trump. So,
Right.
I mean,
Technically, it did, though. I mean, it really did help Trump because everyone's fawning over him now.
Yeah, it did. That's why they know that, and that's why they're kind of having a meltdown over it. This is a funny one. Joe Biden apparently mistaking his another woman for his wife.
Oops.
Let's.
Yeah, look at her face. It's kind of like, I'm confused.
Yeah, like look at his face because initially he thinks that this woman here is his wife, and
oh my
he's
gosh,
like, he's doing this, and then his wife Jill is like, oh, what the hell? Let me go get him.
oh,
he knew
this is my wife.
This is my. Yeah, that was just a funny one. He confused his wife.
Yeah, he looks confused. He's like, wait, I thought this was my wife. I mean, again, guys, and I'm not trying to be conspiratorial here, but I mean, if it comes out tomorrow that, they actually did do this with Trump to get him into the White House so that they put us in 15-minute cities, it just seems to me that the rich have picked Donald Trump. They have not picked Biden. And look at the confusion between the Democrats. Nobody, I mean, is he in or is he out? No one can agree on that.
That's a whole other drama. What is he in or out? We don't know. Because they're arguing. Joe Biden in his campaign says, "Oh no, he's in it to win it. Trust us." Meanwhile, the rest of the party is like, he's agreed to drop out over the weekend. And
right. Even Obama said this. Even Obama said Joe needs to go. And if Obama turns on you, you got problems.
Yeah.
A lot of people thought that Michelle Obama would actually take over for Biden.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't know. I don't know who would vote for her, but
she made it clear that she doesn't want the nomination. She don't want to be a politician or whatever. But
Pizza Hut. So, Pizza Hut. Excuse me, not Pizza Hut. I'm sorry. I'm hungry now. Sorry. Pizza the Hut. 15-minute cities are basically what they won't call them is open air prisons. It's kind of like in Gaza, like basically only no bombing unless you're a bad person. Literally a 15-minute city is literally you will be in some kind of city where you will walk or ride a bike somewhere. You will not drive. Driving gas powered cars will be illegal. You can have an electric Uber pick you up, or you can use an electric bus. But you will go nowhere out of that 15-minute city. And if you do, like if you want to go on vacation to the beach, guess what? They throw you in jail once they figure out you're out of your zone. They actually tried to do this. They tried to do this in Cleveland. They tried to make Cleveland the first 15-minute city. Didn't work. But that doesn't mean they won't, strive to try it again.
So more Joe Biden gaffes and mistakes. Yeah, I'm sure people have seen this one, but this is from the BET where Biden refers to Secretary of Defense as the black man. Oops.
Oops.
And so it's all about treating people with dignity. And it's about making sure that, look, I mean, for example, look at the heat I'm getting because I named the Secretary of Defense to a black man.
The black man.
I named Ketanji Brown. Because of the people I've named.
I named the Secretary of Defense.
The black man.
The black man. Ketanji Brown Jackson. Oh no, I mean.
Oh my god. Yeah, we need that. Oof, oof, oof.
I need one of those things where I can just pop it up, pull it up and stuff.
Like Kid does.
Yeah. Because it's like
somebody go get Miguel H.
The black man. Oh no, I mean Ketanji Brown Jackson. Oh no,
right.
He forgot Lloyd Austin's name, by the way. He forgot his name. So pretty embarrassing for the president.
Oh boy.
He that's why they want him out. But the Biden campaign insisting on staying in. So this is from Suleiman Ahmed, who's a journalist and geopolitics at Massachusetts, mathematics, blah, blah, blah. Very smart guy, apparently. Breaking news. President Biden's agreed to step down as Democratic nominee. This will happen as early as this weekend, according to Mark Halperin. Biden will also reportedly endorse an open convention and not endorse VP Harris. So
I don't know. I mean, you have Morning Blowjob saying, "Oh no, Joe Biden's staying in and he's going to stay till the end." Well, then you're not going to win either because literally Trump is the biggest baby face to ever walk the face of the earth right now. Everyone is fawning over him. Everyone forgot about Joe Biden.
Mm-hmm. And did I say? But I hope I did. There's a because there's so much stuff I bookmarked that good luck trying to find it that I have.
I understand.
Because and X, there's no way to actually do this unless I can't really organize bookmarks unless I pay for that blue check mark, and I really don't want to do that.
No, why would you? Because it's literally you're just giving them money so that you can give them your data because you have to prove who you really are.
Yeah,
and all that bull crap. And again, even if you have a blue check mark, you're still going to be censored.
Yeah, that's what happened to our buddy Greg. He got his
that was
account
bullcrap.
stolen from him, even though
And
he
literally,
paid
he
for.
still can't get it back. He still doesn't have it back. He's using his girlfriend's.
Yeah.
That's when I said I will never pay. I thought about it, and I'm like, I don't know. And then when that happened to him, I said, nope, I will never pay for X. I will never pay for X.
Oh, I mean, that's why I was like, nah, because I would like to organize my bookmarks. It's easier to find stuff, but I'm not paying a bunch of money for it. So, but yeah, I mean, let's see. Let's talk about the RNC. Batteries dead. Get rid of that. The RNC was the last 3 days, and there was a shit ton of people who showed up, and from Tucker Carlson to Dana White, the president of the UFC, to
Dana
brother,
White
brother,
made me
brother,
sick. Dana,
brother, Hulk
yeah,
Hogan.
well, yeah, Hogan. But the Dana White thing just made me sick. He's like, I know this guy is tough. I'm like, how many UFC fights has he fucking won? Give me a break, dude. Come on, stop
Yeah,
it.
he's like,
Might as well
he
have just given him a fucking blowjob on the stage.
He claimed Trump. I've met a lot of tough guys, but Trump's the
But
toughest guy I
Trump's the
ever met.
toughest. Oh, I'm sorry. Did he win UFC fights like Joe Rogan? Could he take out Joe Rogan? Fuck no. What the fuck are you even saying, Dana White? You don't know. You don't know what you're saying. You're saying more propaganda. And
Yeah,
David, I would say, I mean, a lot of the 15-minute stuff, there really isn't conspiracy theory. It's more conspiracy fact. This is what they want. They want us to own nothing, be happy, and eat the bugs. So, I mean, yeah, you can look it up. You can look up 15-minute cities. You don't have to take my word for it. Do your own research. But, I mean, I'm not making that stuff up.
They wanted to, or they're starting to do that in Lahaina, where the big disaster took place and everybody lost their homes.
And why did they do that in Lahaina? A lot of people ask why the wildfires happened. Like literally, here's what happened. They wanted Hawaii to be a rich person resort and casinos and everything. They just wanted it for rich people because they gave those poor people $700 to get the hell off of the islands.
Mm-hmm.
And that's not a conspiracy theory. That's conspiracy fact. That is fact.
They wanted to. They started. They're buying out everybody from, and then they're bulldozing everything to do what exactly? It's obvious what they're trying to do. Get rid of the locals. So this is a clip from the RNC, and it's quite gross, honestly. That it's like very cultish.
Okay, I'll try to not throw up. Okay, go ahead.
Trump mentioned guardian angels save rightful President Trump's life. He looked up and smiles genuinely, and the crowd broke out in a loving chant, "We love Trump." It's going to be gross, but
this is cult worship.
Guardian angels above. Never mind. There's music there, but yeah, I mean, it's very gross.
If we go over just a Rumble, we could do that. But sorry, guys. Well, like I said, even with the Hogan thing, I was like, oh, I just want to puke. I mean, even if Hogan had just gone on stage with Dana White and just given Trump a blowjob for 20 minutes, that would have been more believable than what the hell they were talking about, ripping off the shirt and bullshit.
So.
No, I didn't say it had anything to do with 15-minute cities. I'm saying Lahaina was, the rich want it. That's why they built a wall around most of it, because the rich want to just put condos and casinos and golf courses there. That's a rich only retreat. That's why I couldn't think of the word retreat.
Yeah, no, and we're not saying that it was a conspiracy. They did it on purpose. What we're saying is it was very convenient. Like, oh, this disaster happened. Okay, great. Let's take advantage of this and do what we want to do the whole time and get rid of the locals. So we're not saying, it was a conspiracy where they purposely killed all these people and destroyed their properties.
Because the cops were literally leading them back into the fire, saying, oh, well, we were trying to make, we didn't make the water and the alarms go off because we didn't want people to run into the fire. Guys, I don't know anyone that dumb enough to walk into a fire because you see it. Literally, people run away from the fire because it's hot and, not comfortable. I mean, this is how the WEF and the rich people think. This is how dumb they think we are. They think we are so fucking dumb that we'll actually believe. Oh yeah, they didn't turn on the alarms because they didn't want people walking into the fire. No, police were leading them to the fire. They wanted these people to die.
So Democrats are making fun of the Republicans, like, oh, Kid Rock and Hulk Hogan shows how the RNC is classless. Also, Democrats in 1996 after renominating Bill Clinton. I'm not gonna play any sound, but they started doing the Macarena.
Yeah.
But meanwhile, they talk about how classless Republicans are with Hogan and Kid Rock. Just hypocrisy, a little hypocrisy there, but.
I mean, total hypocrisy at this point. It doesn't matter. Kid Rock he's establishment through and through. Hogan is now a sellout, and he is establishment through and through. It just makes me sick to my stomach. Not that I don't think that Terry Bollea would actually sell out. I know he would. Whatever benefits him, that's all he thinks about. Whatever benefits me. So if it benefits me, because several years ago, he was making fun of Trump. Yeah. Hogan was making fun of Trump. There's a video of Trump. There's a video of Hogan making fun of Donald Trump. So, I mean, whatever benefits Terry Bollea, whatever benefits him is what he will do. He did it to Vern, he did it to Vince, he did it to Eric Bischoff, and he will do it now because of this.
Yep. So they literally during I didn't see this until I saw it on Twitter, but they actually played Hogan's Real America. So I'm not going to play any sound, but you could see it there.
I didn't know that, Jamie, but I know that Hogan seems like the type to sell out because he did it against Vern, he did it against Vince, he did it against Eric Bischoff. So I'm not really, surprised at all that he's a major sellout. Sorry, I'm just moving.
I shouldn't play too much of that, but yeah, I just wanted. They actually played Hogan's Real America with his Titantron.
Yeah, this made me sick.
So yeah, here's honestly, I was like, this is ridiculous, but at the same time, it's like oh, it's Hulk Hogan. He thinks in 1986 though with his promo. It's like a promo. That's why I just called it a promo, not a speech.
What happened last week?
I called it
Stop.
I called it a promo, not a speech. That's what it is. It was an old school wrestling promo he would cut.
Yeah, but he called Trump his hero, and I'm just like, ugh. My hero is my man, my son, my man's children and grandchildren. Those are my heroes, and my dad too, because my dad was always here for me. Yeah. That's my heroes. My hero is not a fucking rich person who doesn't give a fuck if I live or die. And guys, that's how Trump sees all of us. That's how Biden sees all of us. And every politician, even AOCIA does not give a fuck about you, and she certainly is not going to fight for you, just like Trump's not going to fight for you.
AOC swears up and down that Biden is still the best choice to win, and she's still riding with Biden. But yeah, this is kind of loud, but this is Hogan, old school Hogan popping up like it's 1986, brother.
What happened last week when they took a shot at my hero? And they tried to kill the next president of the United States.
I said
enough was enough. And I said, let Trumpomania run wild, brother. Let Trumpomania rule again. Let Trumpomania make America great again.
Hogan, you didn't make America great the first time, you fucking moron. You were even making fun of him because of it. Oh my god. This just makes me want to throw up. I literally want to throw up right now.
He's just playing to the crowd. I mean,
I know, but it's so. I mean, and like I said, I would feel the same way, honestly, if it was Biden. If he had went to the DNC and said, "Biden mania is running wild. What you gonna do, brother?" I mean, I would still be like, "Oh, Hogan, get off the stage, man. This is not 1986, the year of our birth."
Yeah, he's playing to the crowd. He wants attention.
Oh, I know. It's so. And I wasn't much for Hogan most of my life until he went to the NWO because Mr. Perfect went to the NWO. And I said this on several Jim Cornette tweets about it, or was tweeting about it. And I said, you know what? I mean, I don't care about Trump or Biden, but what I do care about is the fact that this moron it acts like we're back in fucking 1986 and literally just Trumpomania is running wild. Oh, Jesus Christ. Shut up, Hogan, and just go back to your geriatric home. Oh my God.
Yeah,
seriously. Hey, we all did pizza. I love Mr. Perfect. This is why I love Mr. Perfect, because he knew how to fucking wrestle. Hogan didn't.
Yeah, I mean, I just wanted to show. Honestly, even though it was still very nostalgic to me. It was like, oh wow, it's in 1990 again. I was a little kid, Hogan pulled his jacket off.
We were like 4 years old.
Yeah, yeah. So I loved it, and to me, part of me, even I said this on X, is like, even though it's ridiculous and makes no sense, but I still, it brought me back for a few seconds. It brought me back.
Right, and Jamie's right too. I liked Jamie when he turned to the NWO, and that's because Kurt Hennig was in the NWO. I'm a huge, if you can't tell by the wall pictures, I'm a huge Kurt Hennig Mr. Perfect fan because he actually knew how to wrestle. And Hogan axed 2 of his things, and one in WWF and one in WCW. For more, we'll talk about more about that tomorrow. But I like Kurt Hennig because he was the greatest wrestler, in my opinion, to ever live. Bret Hart was great, but Kurt was perfect.
Golden says Hogan is deeply unserious. Yeah, I mean, he still thinks it's 1986, and
I mean, he's
a WWF champion.
He must be like Biden, losing his fucking mind, because literally that promo, is like we're back in 1986, and he's gonna slam. When did he slam? I think that was 83, 84.
He slammed Andre
85?
in 87. No, actually, he slammed Andre when he was a heel in the late 70s in WWF. But
I mean,
you're talking about WrestleMania 3, which was 87, I believe. So
87. Okay, so in 87, Hogan was talking about slamming Andre the Giant in 87. What does that have to do with the price of eggs in China? What that has nothing
what's
to do
funny,
with anything.
Hulk did an interview with Fox News. I think I have it here before he did his little promo, which I'm gonna call it a promo. It's not a speech. It was a promo.
Oh, you're so right.
That's what it was. It was Hogan. Did I save it? I don't think I may not.
No, I think I saw it. All you have to do is scroll down.
Here it is.
You did have it, yeah.
Yeah,
because I saw it. I was like, wait, there's the shit.
Yeah, so this is his interview before the promo. Because I'm gonna call it a promo. It's not a speech. They call it a speech.
Because he talks about, I went to Trump Plaza for WrestleMania 4 and 5 and blah blah blah.
Crowd behind you.
Yeah, so This is Hogan before his
Chris
promo.
Benoit. Chris Benoit wasn't second generation.
Wait, this is going to be like body slamming the giant at WrestleMania.
Body slamming the giant.
God.
Well, you know, Brett, I got tired of remaining silent. You know, I sat back and watched the borders collapse. I watched the economy collapse. You know,
economy.
I watched the price of gas, the price of food, everything just do upside
just put them in
down
cages.
flip. And when they took a shot at my hero, Donald Trump.
His hero.
Oh my God.
His hero.
I couldn't be silent anymore. You know, I had to step
Oh my
up. I had to
God.
be a real American, just like all these real Americans here in Donald Trump. I have a voice too.
So the rest of us are not real Americans, even if we see through Trump's shit.
Not to be silent anymore.
I couldn't be silent anymore, brother.
Oh my God. See, this is what makes me fucking sick.
Neither Kurt or Brett were as good in the ring as Chris
Benoit. Hey, Chris Benoit was not second generation, yo. He was not second generation. Brett and Kurt were second generation, baby. They knew what they were doing.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I'm not even going to go there with Benoit because we can do that tomorrow. But
I know.
Because if I start talking about Benoit and what he did, and look, you could say he was great in the ring, fine. Okay. I mean, I never really cared about him. Even like he came across as really like boring. It's like, okay, he does the moves. It's great. You know, he has some psychology in his matches, but in his like his promos.
So if I could just do one little shameless plug, Jamie, if you go to my Kurt Hennig Was the Best Change My Mind podcast on Rumble or YouTube, I would prefer Rumble because it has more exclusives. Literally, I do a watch along to the Chris Benoit Kurt Hennig match on Monday Nitro. This is after Kurt turned on the Four Horsemen. Check that out because, and like I said, I understand what Chris Benoit did, and yeah, it was bad or whatever. But I'm not gonna not watch it just because it has Chris Benoit in it.
Yeah, I mean,
don't talk about him.
Yeah, I'm not
but
saying
we won't talk
that,
about him.
I'm not saying that don't
You can
watch
talk
it.
about him, Jamie. There's nothing wrong with
Yeah.
talking about him. You don't have to bring up what he did. All you have to do is just just watch the match. It was a great match. At least I thought it was. That's why I watched along to it.
Benoit was fine in the ring. I mean, it's just that, and I mean, WWE basically deleted him from history. Let's say.
Yeah, they deleted him completely. I mean, you don't have to bring that part up.
Yeah, when he did the match, when he won the world title at WrestleMania 20. They replay that match occasionally on YouTube and stuff. But conveniently, they only leave Triple H and Shawn Michaels, who were in that match, the triple threat match at WrestleMania 20. And they just completely take him out of that match. So yeah, this is that small little Secret Service agent who's gone viral. Her.
Oh yeah, the girl who couldn't even holster her gun.
Yeah, Jimmy. I think Jimmy may have featured her. He's like,
yeah, he was making fun of her, and that's fine. You can crack jokes all you want. I need to finish the Jimmy Dore with the two British guys that were gay for Jackson Ankle. And he was laughing about them calling him an unserious person. He just sit there laughing at him. I think that's funny. But yeah, I mean,
she's like
if you can't holster a gun, you shouldn't be in the Secret Service.
She's like 5'2". What is she gonna do? Like, just in case Trump gets shot in the ass? I mean, I don't understand. Like, how's she gonna cover up Trump?
Charlie's Angels, baby. Charlie's Angels.
She's like 5'2".
Yeah, I don't know. Those chicks weren't 5'2", but.
Yeah, it's like I'm 5'10", and Trump's like 6'2", 6'3",
5'7".
Like
yeah.
So, yeah, you would want agents that are, decently tall enough, to. So yeah, this is another ridiculous thing I came across here. Thank you, Jesus, for protecting Trump today. And
Jiminy.
There's like bullet. So Jesus apparently stopped this bullet from hitting Trump in the head.
But yeah, he didn't stop the bullet from hitting the poor person, the poor fireman.
Yeah,
funny.
Yeah, I mean, again, it's
oh
like
my
it's
God,
always
this is literally a cult worship.
Yeah,
this is what I can't stand. This is what I get pissed off about so bad, guys. I understand that you want to believe in a guy, you want to believe in Trump, you want to believe he's your savior. Guys, he's not your savior. He is not going to help you.
Mm-mm. No, absolutely not. And I just found it hilarious that
Oh
they
my God,
actually
yeah.
believe this. They
Yeah, there's
actually
people
like
that actually believe that Jesus put his hand over Trump's ear so it would protect his ear, but didn't protect that other guy, that fire guy, the fireman, the poor guy who actually did lose his life,
and
so that
they
Trump could be in the White House.
so the I'm sure the logic is, well, I mean, ultimately there had to be a sacrifice. I mean, I never seen anybody say that, but I would not
No,
be
I
surprised
just
if
I do see occasionally. I see, oh, that guy has learned his lesson. Not the one guy had said his name was Corey or something. They said, well, that guy actually was a fire guy, but he didn't save anybody. He actually hurt more. How did he hurt more people than he saved? What the frick is it? That doesn't even make any sense.
no.
Don't be doing
Um,
that kind of shit.
to be fair, yeah, you're probably right. I mean, she's the other guys are really tall. I mean, I was just being a little mean, but yeah, I mean, she looks like she's 5'2" compared to everybody else there. Because everybody else so much taller. But yeah, to be fair, Jamie, you're probably right. And I'm just being an ass. But why wouldn't that go away? Okay, there it is. So
Oh
we
no.
I'm the toughest. I'm in the tough guy business, and this man Trump. I can't do a Bostonian accent. I mean, Karen, who's a friend of ours, she's on the show occasionally. She is from Boston, so she has that accent. But
Right.
uh,
Oh, come on. Yeah,
so
this guy's like, yeah, this guy's tough, and I'm not telling you what to think, but and then here comes
well, that's
hypocrisy.
way too loud. That's way too loud. But yeah, I mean, Karen's
They're
supposed to be
coming.
on today, but she couldn't
Yeah, but
make it.
I love her, and I
Yeah,
follow her on X.
yeah, I follow her. We too. I mean, I feature her once a month on the show. Unfortunately, she couldn't do it today, which is I was like, okay, but maybe next time. But yeah, this is Dana White, the UFC president or CEO, whatever he is, and he's going to basically kiss Trump's ass and
And give
act
him a
like
blowjob right in front of the
he's the
world.
toughest guy in the world over all his UFC fighters, the ones that work for him.
I will try not to speak.
And I'm not telling you what to think. I'm
But-
telling you what I know. And
Yeah,
I
right.
know President Trump.
I know President Trump.
I know President Trump is a fighter.
No, he isn't.
I've been saying this since 2015. Now look at what's happened over the last 10 years. We have all seen it with our own eyes. I'm in the tough guy business. And this man is the toughest, most resilient human being that I've ever met in my life.
Right. How many UFC fights has he won, huh? Oh, wait.
The higher the stakes, the harder he fights. And this guy never, ever gives up.
Oh, my God.
So what's at stake here? The answer is in President Trump's text. And I quote, "A fight for our country."
To fuck it up even more.
I know why he's running for president again. Why else
The
would he put
WEF
himself
called
through
him to
everything he's
service.
dealt with just to get back here? We all know he doesn't need this. This guy's got a
No,
great
no,
life.
he doesn't need to
He
fuck
has a
up the
beautiful
country.
family, and he has
He just
achieved
fucked. He
everything
literally
that
made
you
the
could
deal with the
possibly achieve
WEF.
in life.
Dumb fuck.
I know President Trump is literally putting his life on the line
Oh
for
my
something
God.
bigger than himself. And
Yeah,
he's
sure
willing
he
to risk
is.
it all
That's why
because
they
he
do.
loves this country.
Yeah, he loves this country so much. He literally
he loves
wants
this
to make
country.
the WEF hate all poor people. They already have, like I said, don't be worried about 2025. Project 2025 is literally a false flag. Be more worried about 2030. 2030, they want to outlaw all gas powered cars and they only want electric. They want us all in 15-minute cities. They want to depopulate the world and get us down to 1 billion, maybe even 500,000 or 500 million, excuse me. So be more worried about 2030, where they literally, I mean, the pandemic, COVID was another false flag, but people went along with it so well. Look what they're doing with bird flu. They're already trying to get you scared of bird flu. Don't be afraid, guys. Do not be afraid. Look, I know you're probably going to talk about this later, but the Microsoft thing was a false flag, guys. They want us to literally be so scared that they're going to take down the system so that we beg for CBDCs or central bank digital currencies and we beg for digital IDs. Do not fall for the bullshit. It was a false flag. because nothing happened to normal people who had Windows.
Yeah, and talking about that was what company was that? Damn, it was the company that did
Microsoft.
No, the software.
Oh,
There was the company that
the
paid for.
CEO is sitting there going.
Yeah, he paid for. They paid for. Hillary Clinton paid them to do the dossier. What's the fuck that company name? Not BlackRock, is it?
No. I know what you're talking about. Yeah. Excuse me.
Yeah,
They had this earlier, but
yeah, I saw it earlier, but it was that same company, and now they've grown because of RussiaGate. They made so much money that they've grown,
Right.
and now they control a lot. And they caused that crash, that gigantic crash of Microsoft computers and stuff around the
Right.
world.
And no one really was affected except for certain things. So here we
Hmm.
go again. They're going to do false flags. They did one with the ship hitting that bridge. They did that. That was a false flag. Now that they want us to literally beg for digital currency and then also for digital IDs. Again, guys, let's not fall for this bullshit because the rich want to control every aspect of your life. You will own nothing, be happy, and eat sea bugs. Don't let
Yeah,
them do it.
Max says they're claiming Trump is fulfilling an ancient biblical prophecy.
Yeah,
I
well,
wonder which one that is because
yeah,
I've
literally, he
read
wants to
through
depopulate poor people. Yeah, I mean that would
I've
be
read through the
yes.
Bible, not all of it, but I've read some, and it's like, okay, which prophecy? The end time
Yeah,
prophecy, or like
I
I
mean,
don't
literally, where
understand what.
they judge a bunch of Jews. I don't know. What are you
uh,
talking about?
Donald Trump and Dana White, I mean, usually here's Trump and Dana White just shaking hands, and acting like they're best friends. Donald Trump goes to a lot of these UFC events now, very conveniently.
Yes, yeah. And then the whole thing with he's so tough. Okay, how many UFC fights has he won? Has he beaten Joe Rogan in UFC? What the fuck are you
Hmm.
talking about? This dude, he wouldn't even know how to wrestle if he fell on his ass. What are you talking about? Oh, he's a
I,
tough guy. He's so resilient. And why would he do this otherwise? They keep asking that dumbass question. You know why he does this? Because he's a rich person who literally wants to fuck poor people and depopulate the planet with Gates, Musk, and Bezos and Rockefeller. They
the
all were into eugenics, which means they all believe that the rich have superior genes and the poor have inferior genes.
if you look through the U.S.'s eugenics program in the early 20th century, by the way, our eugenics program inspired Hitler's eugenic program in the
Yes, yes,
40s.
it did.
Hitler
But
was
that
very inspired by the U.S.
right. And there's people in the US funding Hitler. Rockefeller was one of them,
Hmm.
I believe.
Henry Ford.
So, Henry Ford.
Yep.
Soros also is funding eugenics. Again, guys, this is a bunch of rich people who literally think they are superior to us. They do not like us. They hate the fact that we are using their resources, as they would call it. They don't like the fact that we're breathing the same air that they are, and that's why they have chemtrails. And like I said, you don't even have to go to the people's voice. James Cornette. Sorry. James Corbett has something about chemtrails. Um, the people's voice is talking about chemtrails. And you don't have to be Alex Jones crazy. And not that Alex Jones is crazy, but Alex Jones was also talking about chemtrails. That they're
Hmm.
literally trying to poison us because they want to they want to depopulate the planet. Because a lot of rich people think that poor people are worthless eaters. I know a lot of our audience and a lot of Kit's
Crowd
audience.
strike. Crowd strike. I'm sorry.
Crowd strike. Yes,
Yeah, they're the ones
crowd
that can.
strike. Yeah, they call us
They're
useless
trending right
eaters.
now on Twitter because their software was caused this crash. So like,
Yes. And they did that on purpose. That was all on purpose to
mhm.
scare us into begging the rich for CBDCs and digital IDs. And this is really scary, guys. I mean, I could talk all day about CBDCs and what they want to do with that. And I can almost talk all day about digital IDs and the fact that they want everyone, you have to have a digital ID or you can't get on the internet. Well, I guess I'm not getting on the internet, guys, because I ain't gonna fucking do it. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing the CBDCs either.
Yeah, it's So this is the CEO of CrowdStrike. So this gentleman is George Kurtz. So
Right. The guy with it's like a mohawk up here. Yeah, he didn't
He
say he was
says-
sorry or nothing. He just went.
Yeah.
When they asked him about redundancy, he went. Excuse me.
He claims he tweeted this out. CrowdStrike is actively working with customers impacted by a defect found in a single content update for Windows hosts. By the way, Macs and Linux hosts are not impacted. So
Yeah,
Mac
because
users,
they're
kind of
smart.
making fun of them. It's like
Yeah.
making fun of Windows users. This is not a security incident or a cyber attack. The issue has been identified,
ain't.
isolated, and fix has been deployed. We refer customers to the support portal for the latest updates, and we'll continue to provide complete and continuous updates on our website. We further recommend organizations ensure they are communicating with CrowdStrike representatives through official channels. Our team is fully mobilized to ensure the security and stability of CrowdStrike customers. So yeah, this is just like a statement, like it's not even. It's like the press wrote it, like
And what I would say to this guy is go suck a dick. I mean, really, we are not that stupid. Well, I am a computer tech, guys, and I can tell you what. If they wanted to take down our computers, damn right they're going to do it. It doesn't matter if you have Windows or Linux or, and people are like, why can't people just use Linux? I'm like, honey, there's people out there that can't even do Windows. Take it from a computer technician. I have a lot of older people, and they're not dumb. They just, everyone
Yeah.
learns at their own pace. But these people, they could not get Linux. If they can't even get Windows, Linux would be like an alien thing to them. It would be like, a monkey doing a math problem. No, I'm sorry. It doesn't work. So I said, well, what about Unix? I mean, that's kind of, it's kind of like Linux, but it's not. And I was like, what Solaris are they up to yet? And nobody answered me. So
yeah, I'm
but
glad you mentioned
go ahead.
this because I didn't save anything for this, but I did find. I think it's what you're talking about, where he went on
Yeah, this
NBC.
guy this is what Jimmy was showing on his, and he's
Yeah.
like, hey, he goes,
CrowdStrike
oh yeah,
CEO
you're
starts
choking on your
panicking.
own you're choking on your own
Yeah.
panic there.
He started panicking and choking on his words when the media asked him why a single content update could shut down the entire system. Look at how
Because they
nervous
wanted
he is.
to.
Look at what he's hiding. What is he hiding?
According to your statement, it was a single content update that has managed to shut down air travel, credit card payment systems, banks, broadcast, street lights, 911, emergency around the globe. Why is there not some kind of redundancy or some sort of backup? How is it that one single software bug can have such a profound and immediate impact?
Well, when you look at the complexity of cybersecurity, you're always trying to stay one step ahead of the adversaries. Excuse me. Man, just 1 second, please.
Oh yeah, take a drink of water.
And then they're too much of a pussy to push back on him.
Yeah, he's literally like.
He's like, well,
excuse me.
He just should have said that, and we would have went, oh, okay. No, this was a false flag, guys. They could take down our systems like that, and it wouldn't be really that hard. And they could take down Macs, Linux, Unix, and Windows.
He's like,
it's a big false flag so that we beg, please, rich people, give us CBDCs, and we'll do anything you want. We'll suck your dick.
He's like,
don't fall for it. Don't fall for it.
He's like, oh, the reason why we don't have the because excuse me. But yeah, I mean, let's see.
Jamie, I haven't messed with Unix. I my first job, we worked with Sun Microsystems, the company Sun. We were outsourced through EDS, but we actually worked for Sun. And honestly, I'm a little embarrassed to say this, but I accidentally get my Unix commands mixed up with my DOS commands sometimes. And I'm like, oh shit, delete. So yeah, I haven't messed with Unix since 2010. That's how long it's been for me. And like I said, I still get my commands mixed up. But when I was in school, which is back in 2004, 5, and 6. I graduated in 06. Mandrake. We use Mandrake Linux. Now I know I think they still have Red Hat around, but my ex used to do Ubuntu as well. So again, guys, this is really complex. People
No.
who just barely know Windows are like, wait, what?
Yeah.
So I mean, telling people to use Linux, first of all, they can take that stuff down too. Trust me, they can take everything down, and all they have to do is, a snap of a finger, and
So
everything's down.
yeah, Linux. I mean, I've not used Linux, but it might have to because
That's right, Snow.
that old my old Google Chromebook, the one that I used to stream on, you couldn't use Linux, but I never really got around to trying it, so it's like that. But let's see.
Well,
Wesley says,
Chromebooks are. Go ahead. Sorry.
I hear we all have about a year to learn Linux before Windows 10 machines get abandoned.
Uh, I don't know about that, but I do know that only certain generations are allowed to go up to 11. So, like, if you have a 6th gen, or like if you have a 7th gen that's not on the list, then unfortunately you will not be able to go to 11. But if you have a 7th gen that's on the list and up,
Mm-hmm.
um, then you will be able to go to Windows 11. And guys, this is black and white stuff. This is literally Bill Gates being greedy and wanting you to get a new computer. Because my old computer, I got it in 2016, so it was a Gen 6, but I rigged it because I'm a computer technician, I know what to
Mm-hmm.
do. I rigged it to put Windows 11 on it, and then I couldn't use my DVD player, it wouldn't play DVDs. So I went back to Windows 10, and that's
Mm.
my Windows 10, and I got a Windows 11,
Yeah.
uh, a brand new one. So again, guys, it's just literally I don't know why they won't extend Windows 11 to older machines. I do know that you need at least 6 to 8 gigs of RAM just to get Windows 11 working. So
Yeah.
that could be a reason why, but I just think it's greed from Bill Gates that he just
Yeah.
wants people to go out and buy new computers.
I think Apple supports their computers for like 8 to 10 years. I
Yeah,
mean,
and
they'll.
And I mean, Windows 10 is still in service.
Yeah.
Right now, my boss, he checked, it'll go out to like 2025, but they could change that. They've been changing that date for several years now. So it could be 2026, 2027. So you
Yeah.
guys will still have Windows 10 working for at least a couple more years.
Yeah. Snow says the internet's why everybody's seeing the horrors in Gaza right now. Of course, the elite want to control it. I mean,
And I agree with
he's.
that too. Yeah, I mean
Yeah.
that could be a big problem that, the elites just don't the elites literally want us to beg them, excuse me. They want us to beg them for, these CBDCs and these digital IDs so they can basically run our lives. Basically, we will own nothing, be happy, and eat the bugs, and we will take those poisonous vaccines, which you should get yours now. They're safe and effective.
Mm-hmm.
Um, they literally want. This is what I think is going to happen. So Bill Gates is the biggest owner of farmland because he owns farm. And so he will own so basically he owns the food supply. Well, they're only already poisoning the food supply, but what I think is going to happen is literally that they're going to say, you either starve to death or you get on our digital IDs and CBDCs. Well, guess what? I'll just starve to death because I ain't going to I'm not going to get on a
Mm-hmm.
CBDC.
Yeah. And let's see. Computers are a blessing but a curse at the same time. So I hate computers now. I don't blame you.
Yeah, I mean,
Uh,
nobody blames you, but I mean, it's the way of the world. People have them.
yeah.
Um, my ex step grandfather, he actually shunned them. He would not have a computer in his house. But I mean, that made it harder for us to call him, even
Yeah.
though he had a house phone. We could call him on the house phone. But I
No.
mean, in this day and age, it's almost impossible to get around without a computer. But again, guys, this is where the establishment wants us to be reliant on them. So they want us with all these false flags, they want us to beg them for security and for reliance on them. So that way they can run our lives. They know exactly what we buy and they can actually turn you off. when you have a digital ID or a CBDC, they actually will see every item you purchase, and they can say, well, sorry, we want you to eat our bug meat or our GMO meat. You can't have any meat and you can't have any dairy. They don't want us to have dairy either. So if
Yeah.
you try to buy eggs, guess what? You can't buy eggs.
Wow. So I just came across this. I mean, allegedly, the voting machines are not connected to the internet now, but they're
Right.
now coming out of Maricopa County that Dominion voting machines are malfunctioning county-wide as a result of the CrowdStrike outage. Officials have long claimed the machines motorcycle. The machines are never connected to the internet. You can laugh at those claims now. So yeah, they're claiming that because of the CrowdStrike outage, their machines are going down, but they're not supposed to connect to the internet. So which one is it?
Yeah, I mean, if
So,
you're not connected
oops.
to the internet, you're standalone. You
Yeah.
basically have no way of someone getting in your computer. Take it from a computer technician. When you're a standalone, you have no internet access. Nobody can penetrate that unless you're on some kind of a network where there's
Yeah.
other computers around. If you're standalone, that's what it's called, stand alone. You have nothing connected to that computer that can literally get in.
Oh. So I came across this too. You being a computer person,
Whiz.
it's yeah. We are at the midst of the biggest meltdowns in tech history. The CrowdStrike situation's already shown the institutional failure that happens when your incentives are gross and all cost regard, blah blah blah. So yeah, this is somebody I think I'm not sure where. I think this might have been in Reddit or something. So I'll just read this. I just got off a call with my boss. He genuinely expects me to do a manual fix for each impacted machine. I am the only DevOps engineer in my company. We have over 2,000 impacted machines. I told this was unreasonable and bordering on illegal, as it would take me 48 hours straight to just mitigate the outage. He got extremely mad and cussed me out for 10 minutes to just do my job and shut up every time I tried to interject. I abruptly left the call because I started tearing up and have 27 unanswered calls since. He's even calling me right now. I don't know what to do. He's already told me if I quit or get fired, it's to fit the outage, or blah, blah, I'm liable for a lawsuit. I'm just sitting here shaking. What do I do? So I don't know how true this is, but
I don't know what you would do. I mean, there's nothing you could
yeah.
do. The only thing, as a technician, the only thing I've seen with blue screens of death that aren't software related, of course, none of them that I've come across have been software related, always had to do with a bad hard drive. So, like, you have an old mechanical hard drive and it literally blue
Yeah.
screens on you and reboots, right? Well, that just tells me it's a bad hard drive. But I mean, 2,000 machines are not just going to have bad hard drives. It just doesn't happen like that, guys.
Yeah.
So I
I
mean,
know
this
it
is
doesn't.
software related. So the only thing you can do is rely on the people at Microsoft and CrowdStrike to fix the problem. I mean,
If that
if this is true, this boss is asking, what is he asking? You can't. First of all, what are you going to do? Replace the hard drives on every machine, and then there's no guarantee that the blue screen won't come back. So I'm not sure what exactly is going on, what he wants him to do. What exactly does he want him to do here? It doesn't make any sense.
I'd be like, you know what? Take this job and shove it. Good
Yeah,
luck
I don't
trying to
care. Go
find
ahead.
somebody. Sue
I'll
me.
see you in court,
Yeah.
bastard, because I don't know what you want me to do.
Yeah.
If he's the DevOps engineer, I don't first of all, I don't know what the fuck that is. I'm just a computer technician and I can tell
DevOps
you,
engineer.
yeah, I mean, again, if it's software related, it's something that the software people have to take care of.
Oh, this
This
was
is
on
not a
4chan.
hardware thing.
This is on 4chan. Okay,
Excuse
so
me.
I
And
didn't
you
know. I
can't.
never.
Oh,
This is on
4chan.
4chan, so Snow
Yeah.
says if he recognized it. So it's like, so
Well, I
okay,
mean,
but yeah, it seems exaggerated, but yeah, it's ridiculous. But
but
yeah, I
let's
just
pretend it was. Like, let's just say this scenario is real, okay?
yeah.
And the thing you have to, as a DevOps or even as a computer tech as myself, you have to explain to your boss, this is software related. Even if I replace the hardware, the software is still not going to work. It's not guaranteed to work. So there's nothing I can do for these computers. Who has to fix it? CrowdStrike or whoever handles the software.
Yeah, I
So,
mean,
I mean, as a computer technician, I mean, you throw your hands up in the air and go, what do you want me to do? Create a whole new software? I can't do that. And even if you had 2,000 machines, even if you replaced all 2,000 hard drives, again, still not guaranteed that it's going to work.
So it's just, it's that scenario is like, okay, just good luck trying to get somebody to do this because you cussed me out and whatever. I'm not doing it now. This is
Yeah,
from
I'll see you in
Wired.
court. I'll see you in court. And I can guarantee you, and I can even
All's
prove
bluff.
that a software issue, if you replace the hardware, it's not going to do a goddamn thing. It's still going to have a software issue.
Yeah, call his bluff. I guarantee you he's not actually going to do it because that would expose him for
Being
the
an
prick that
idiot.
he is. Yeah. A huge Microsoft outage linked to the security firm CrowdStrike has taken down computers around the world. Now, hospitals, airports, banks, and all sorts of other businesses have been impacted. So, this is a quick little thing here. Let's see, a minute. It's not bad. Look at this. Airports, everything.
Over 1,000 flights have been grounded across the world, and there are even reports of various 911 outages across the U.S. due to a widespread IT outage after Windows machines displayed errors on their computers worldwide. Banks, airports, TV stations, health organizations, hotels, and countless other businesses are all facing outages, which could result in millions lost by organizations who have had to pause or stop business. In the early hours of Friday, companies in Australia running Microsoft's Windows operating systems started reporting devices showing the blue screen of deaths. Then disruption flooded across the world, from the UK, India, Germany, the Netherlands. This includes TV station Sky News that was forced to go offline. U.S. airlines, including United, Delta, and American Airlines, issued a global ground stop on all flights. Almost 1,400 flights have been canceled worldwide. The U.S. Emergency Alert System, which issues hurricane warnings, said that there have been various 911 outages in a number of states. Germany University Hospital also announced it was canceling some non-urgent surgeries at 2 locations. England's National Health Services confirmed that GP appointments and patient record systems have been impacted. Also in the country, train operators have said there are delays across the network, with multiple companies being impacted. The widespread Windows outages have been linked to a software update from cybersecurity giant CrowdStrike.
Oops.
It's not believed the issues are linked to a malicious cyber attack, but stem from a defective software update that CrowdStrike pushed out to its customers. The incident so far appears to be impacting only devices running Windows and not other operating systems.
And that's that. So, yeah, I mean, this is a giant commercial for Apple.
Well, yeah, but
And
I mean,
Microsoft.
this wasn't a malicious attack. Yes, it was, because the CEO of CrowdStrike didn't even apologize for the malfunction. That should tell you that they did this on purpose. They didn't give a fuck if poor people died. They didn't give a fuck. They want us to rely on them, guys. They want us to beg them for CBDCs and digital IDs. This is all a ploy for the rich. We can take down your systems just like that, and then not a damn thing you can do about
It's
it.
like-
But you're gonna get, oh no, I'm scared. Oh, help me, rich people, help me. No. Tell these motherfuckers, fuck you. We're not relying on you.
Yeah, the Microsoft has always been a buggy piece of shit. I mean, it's like Windows 7 or 6 or XP. I've used all. It's like they're always a buggy piece of crap. The Apple computers are actually they run well. It's like, and I've never got a virus on an Apple computer, and
I fix Apples. I can say some of them are buggy pieces of shit.
Well, I haven't had bad experiences with them, at least
Right.
not yet.
Well, and it's kind of like BitLocker for Windows. Like, you can encrypt your stuff, but that's like it's hard for us technicians to get into it. Well, Apple has kind of the same feature. The only thing is, if you don't have the password for Apple, there's not a goddamn thing we can do about it. With BitLocker, at least you can look up the it's like a 26-digit number with letters and numbers. You can look that up on Microsoft's website. You can't do that with Apple. If you don't have the password, it's completely locked down. I can't get to it whatsoever.
Not with Apple. I mean, it's encrypted beyond. You can't.
Right. So where I
know.
can't even put an OS on it. If your hard drive goes out, I can't put an OS on it. I can put the hard drive in, but it's going to come up and it's going to ask me for a password. And if you don't have it, like my one customer didn't, there's not a damn thing I could do with it. I literally had to put the old hard drive back in and give it back to him.
Yeah. And those security features are, like, okay, well, my shit's protected, but you lose that password, you're kind of fucked. So like,
Yeah, but I mean, BitLocker, at least you could go on Microsoft's website, and this is not a commercial for Microsoft, but at least with
Yeah.
BitLocker, yeah, it's still a pain in the ass, but we have to go back to the customer and say, "Can you give me your BitLocker combination?" And they have to go on Microsoft's website as them. They have to log in as them, and then there's this long digit, 26-digit number that they have to give to us so that we can get in the computer. Otherwise, I mean, there's not a damn thing we can do about it either. But at least Microsoft has that feature where they can look it up. Microsoft or
Yeah.
Apple doesn't have that.
And if you ask them for the password, I'm sure they don't have it either. So it's one of those
Well, and they don't
situations.
know the password because
Yeah.
I think the guy got it from someone who locked it down with a password, didn't give the password to him. But I mean, that's there's nothing we can do at that point.
Yeah.
I only use Windows Vista. Oh my
That.
god. I was gonna say
Wow.
that's really, really
I didn't even
old,
mention that one.
yo.
I XP and 6 and 7 and 8 and 10,
Yeah, Vista came
11.
after XP, I think. And then it was
Yeah.
Windows 7. And
But
and guys, if I could just say briefly, I went to computer school. When I went to computer school, tech school, XP was prominent. Everything I've learned, Vista, Windows 7, Windows 8, Windows 8.1, and Windows 10 and 11, I've learned on the fly at my job. So,
yeah,
I mean, I've learned that when you get a blue screen of death in Windows 10 and 11, your hard drive's screwed.
it's fucked. Yeah.
Yeah,
There's
it's
nothing you
fucked.
can do.
But this is different. This is a software related blue screen of death I've never seen before because
Yeah,
again,
I've
I
never
don't
heard of
deal with
that.
that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I've never heard of a software related blue screen of death. I mean, and a lot of computers have gotten it.
Yeah.
A lot. Oh, I went to a Family Dollar this morning and to get stuff, and they had the blue screen of death on their computers. They only could
Oh
take cash.
no.
They only could take cash. Like whatever. I mean, I'm not gonna pay with card anyway. So it's
Right, right.
like yeah. I
Well,
mean,
soon it'll
they
be a
were
cashless society because they want us on CBDCs.
yeah.
But
So yeah, we do have to start wrapping up. It's almost 9, and and I have other things to do. But
hey,
yeah, I mean,
Snow,
this
when
was
can
a
I come on
great.
your hang on a second. I'm sorry.
Oh
Snow,
no,
when can I
please.
come on your show? And Snow is coming on our show not tomorrow but next week. So we're gonna have Snow Himbo on Pro Wrestling Talk. Yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah, it's next week though. I mean,
We
like
love
yeah,
you,
I mean,
Snow.
yeah, I mean, yeah, I mean, Steph would be a great guest on Politically Homeless, but I'm
Oh,
not sure
I
he's still on
will.
here or not. But he probably
Trust me,
isn't. I don't know.
Snow. You and I gonna rock it.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm not sure if he's still on or not. But yeah, I mean, but that'll. We're just going to. I'm going to do my plugs. Angel in the Afternoons every Fridays at 8, 7. Sorry to use the shows. 7. Next Friday we'll be back. And Pro Wrestling Talk is tomorrow night at 8. Me and Steph back here again. We'll be back here. And we'll probably do the first hour on YouTube and the second hour on Rumble. Hopefully it doesn't
We get
malfunction when
clips.
we try to do that.
Yeah, we get to
Because
watch clips and stuff on Rumble. It's
because
awesome, guys. Check it out.
because last week I tried to do that and it malfunctioned on YouTube, and we didn't do anything on YouTube last
It's
week.
all
So
right.
yeah, it was fine.
It was meant for Rumble
Yeah.
anyway. It was meant to be.
Yeah, so it completely malfunctioned. This week it seems to be fine. So hopefully we can do it tomorrow. I mean, and get off of YouTube and then get back on to Rumble at second hour. But I digress. Yeah, I mean that'll be tomorrow. Next week we're doing Angel in the Afternoon at 7, and next week we'll have Snow Himbo on for Pro Wrestling Talk, as Steph said.
Yeah.
So we'll probably do more clips and stuff because I don't think he watches modern wrestling much. So, who would honestly, but I do, and
Yeah.
so
I just do because Angel.
yeah,
Angel and me are like this.
so yeah, all right, great. But thank you for joining us. Make sure you
Yeah,
like,
thank you,
make sure you
Grape.
subscribe, make sure you share it, whatever you got to do. Thank you, Max. Appreciate you
Thank you,
saying it was
Max.
an awesome show.
Check us out tomorrow. So if I could just do my shameless plugs real quick.
Shut up, Siri. I'm sorry. My watch is
See,
going
that's
off.
why I don't like Apple products. They'll just start talking to you. I don't
No,
even
I
have an
swear-
Alexa.
Yeah,
I
real
would
quick.
not.
Real quick, I swear to, if I wrap up, I mean, sometimes this watch, I have this Apple Watch 5, so that's what kept bothering me. But Siri would go off randomly,
I know,
just asking
right?
like, "Hey, what do you need?" I'm like, "I don't need
I don't need
anything.
anything.
Stop."
Shush.
It's like it's looking like it's listening to our conversations. It's like it was one
Absolutely,
conversation I
that's what
was
Alexa
having
was doing
where
too. Yep,
where
a lot of
we were
Alexas.
talking about me, I think somebody else, how do we cook the certain meal, and then I didn't press Siri, I didn't say hey Siri, I didn't say anything. It was I
They're
said
listening
the
to
magic
you.
word. But yeah, I mean it popped up. We're like, what do you need? It's like, I don't need dick. I didn't ask you anything. But
watch that because again, the Alexas were going on like that too. That's why I don't have an Apple Watch and I don't have an Alexa
yeah,
because I don't
creepy.
want them. But I know they literally can take over this phone and listen
Yeah.
to my conversations that I have
Yeah.
in my house. I get that, but I need you to shut up. And I like the modern wrestling isn't anything compared to the Attitude Era. The Attitude Era was okay. Stone Cold was okay. Stone Cold Steve Austin. Oh hell yeah. But I like Mr. Perfect. Mr. Perfect was my guy. So
Yeah, I'll say this real quick. We'll talk about this a lot more tomorrow, Jamie, if you want to, hang out and
yeah,
chat.
I definitely would like to see you, Jamie.
But yeah, I mean, it's the Attitude Era was great, but there's a lot of issues that led to what's going on in modern wrestling today.
Right.
I mean, they take everything that the Attitude Era did and bastardized it with
Basically.
no stories, no nothing. It's just, oh, they used to do chair shots every week to the head. Let's do that. Oh, let's do blood for no reason. Okay, let's do that.
Tables, ladders, and chairs match for no reason.
And no story and no context or nothing. It's just do it, because they did it 25 years ago. So yeah, we'll talk about that more tomorrow. But yeah, I do need to wrap up. It is 9:00, and I have to, and people have to do stuff. So yeah, thank you very much for joining us. We'll see you tomorrow.
Thank
for
you,
Pro
everyone.
Wrestling Talk. If you're a wrestling fan, if not, just hang out with us anyways. We'll entertain you. Thank you for joining us. Like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next Friday for Angel